The book tries to answer to the following question: what is the relationship between theology, spirituality, and psychotherapy? Has psychotherapy arisen out of nowhere? In the context of Protestantism, the class of priesthood has been abolished, making people feel left with no spiritual guidance other than their own Bible. This gave the suitable environment to the apparition of so-called science of psychology, in the hope of healing the sick soul of mankind, usurping the role of the Church. The author tries to compare psychology with the Christian spirituality, finding both similarities and differences. While the revelation of inner thoughts becomes the starting point of the healing process in both, there are various differences in the nature of such causes. Disorders are classified as either spiritual or psychological, making them different yet related in the sense that some psychological disorders are caused by spiritual ailments. The notion of the unconscious is borrowed by the author to represent the spiritual unconscious, which, according to the writer, has two meanings, the first referring to the idea that man is linked to God in a more subtle way, while, on the other hand, mankind is cut off from the divine, leaving the spiritual side unconscious. The second meaning could make us think to Kierkegaard's idea of human despair that claims that despair exists because man is completely unaware of sinfulness, and, therefore, leaving him with no spiritual sense or guidance to his fate. This type of spiritual blindness makes man vulnerable to various spiritual diseases that the author tries to describe in order to exorcise, and, therefore, correct the ailments. The sources of the disorders have been firstly described by various spiritual masters in the text of Philokalia. The profound exploration of such topic might leave the readers in a state of perplexity, reminding them of the introspective stories of Dostoevsky, where the soul is firmly judged with the eyes of a spiritual doctor. As a side note, let us not forget the fact that Dostoevsky himself was familiarized with Philokalia and considered it one of his sources of inspiration. The nightmarish demons are given names, making them easily expelled from the human consciousness. The conclusion of the book makes the ones who read it curious about the wisdom of Christianity and invites them to inspect with courage and caution their own minds.